Comatose wife hears husband whisper truth as they pull the plug, and she fights back. It's every kid's worst nightmare. When Stephen found Lyndee, his 45-year-old mother, completely unconscious in their home in Arizona, he panicked. He called 911 straight away, and Lyndee was rushed to the hospital, but the doctors were helpless. For 5 days, Lyndee suffered from seizures and eventually went into a coma where she stayed for 12 days, according to the Mirror. Lyndee Brown Pellettiere-Swapp, with her children Amanda, Stephen and husband Steve, hoped for a miracle. But doctors claimed that there was nothing more they could do. 12 days after the tragic event, her family was advised to turn off her life support. It's a decision that no family should have to make, although they knew that Lyndee always wished to be an organ donor when she passed, which made the decision that bit easier. My family knows I'm an avid organ donor, so when my organs started to fail, they made the decision. It was time to make that decision, Lyndee would later explain. The tough decision was made to pull the plug, honouring what the family thought was Lyndee's wishes. Each of the family members then visited Lyndee to say their last goodbye. Little did her family know, Lyndee heard every word because Lyndee wasn't brain dead. Though she couldn't move or speak, she was sometimes aware of some of what was going on around her, a phenomenon known as being locked in. I remember people talking to me, Lyndee recalled. I remember when people came to visit, my niece reading to me. Lyndee's husband was the final one to say goodbye, and he whispered to his wife, "You're a fighter. I need you to fight." Lyndee, who couldn't move, let alone talk, knew exactly what was going on around her. She knew she had to speak up in order to save her own life, but she tried and didn't succeed. In my head, it was very clear what I was saying, but it wasn't to them, she explained. And she knew she had to fight to stay. She was finally able to get very few words out. "I'm a fighter," Lyndee whispered. Her family was shocked, stunned. Steve went to get the doctor immediately. "My husband said, 'She's doing everything you said she wouldn't do,'" Lyndee mentions. Against all odds and medical predictions, Lyndee was responding and awake, AZ family reported. They had just turned off life support, and now the beloved mother and wife was alive. It was nothing short of a miracle. "I looked at her, and she just says, 'Hi,' and I just fell to my knees," Lyndee's daughter Amanda explains tearfully when she described how she melted down after receiving the biggest shock of her life. Lyndee had eventually left the hospital, but her journey back to normal life wasn't going to be easy. She had to learn everything from how to walk and feed herself again. Despite her amazing recovery, she suffered a number of health problems and complications. "They released me with home health care to continue learning everything," she said. She also required 4 follow-up surgeries and hospitalizations, and she suffered PTSD after the experience. 4 years has gone by, but Lyndee Brown Pellettiere-Swapp still has no answers as to how she first went unconscious or how she made such a recovery. There was one thing in particular she wanted to make clear to everybody. Just because you're not conscious doesn't mean you can't hear, she told CBS 5 Arizona. So you should talk to your loved ones. If you're in that situation, they hear you. Her experience also gave the family an important message for others. Everything can be taken away. You can wake up one day and everything is fine, and then your life can be completely changed in the blink of an eye. Keep your family close and don't let them go. "I don't take for granted that I get to come home and kiss my mum," said Lyndee's son Stephen. "Every day I come home from work, seeing her and talking to her," Stephen continued. If you were moved by this touching story, then please share with your friends.